Hey guys, I'm Devin with Southern Train Productions. I've got some really big announcements, some really cool stuff that we've picked up over the last couple of days. I want to give a big shout out to trains.com. They're only about an hour and 30 minutes from me. I went back down there today and picked up another engine, another legacy engine. So you guys know that I did post a couple of things on eBay in hopes to be able to purchase another engine, because we're not quite making enough money on the YouTube channel to fund everything right now. Just a couple of things I wanted to run down really quickly to help a couple of viewers out that were asking me some questions. So we're out here on the layout, and I've had some people just ask me. I'm just going to run down briefly, and then eventually, if you guys want a more in-depth video on this, I'll make it. So people ask me, how do I keep it from rusting, or my connections from rusting? I use this dielectric grease. I put that in between all of my connections, that or Nowox. They're both the same thing. I just noticed that the Nowox is a little bit more stickier, which is great. Once a year, which it rolled over about a year and 6 months around right now-ish. I went ahead and took apart all of my track yesterday, cleaned it, re-greased it with the dielectric grease, and then just to help, because I have a lot of steep gradients, I just hit the track a little bit with some belt, which is like a tire. It's a gripping agent, which is, what is the name of that called? It's called like belt dressing. You don't necessarily have to do that if you have a really flat line, but I have a lot of gradients and everything. And what it does is it helps those traction tires adhere to the rail, and it prevents all of your slippage. That way we don't have to run as much power as well. So enough rambling. And also I will make a video of the power distribution. I'll go ahead and just give you a quick rundown on it, because like I said, I had some people in the comments yesterday asking about it. So I'm just going to run down briefly what it did. All right, so you guys see the layout. You see our engines running. You see our track. We did take up that big large loop that ran up the hill and around. The reason I took that down was the gradients were just a little bit too steep, and I was fighting derailments, and you had to run a DPU to do it. Just for right now, we took it up. We're going to remap a line and maybe try to find a more softer approach in order to get it up and around. So our power distribution, you guys see we have wires soldered in throughout all different quadrants of the track. And then what I did was I built me a distribution board. Forgive me for the mess I've been cleaning up. I've been really cleaning my shop up. I built me a new yard in here. So essentially I built me a distribution block out of a piece of track. I've got 3 sources of power coming out of the transformer, run to one 7 amp. I've been running 7.5 amp fast blowing fuses. They're cheap, and they'll save you from blowing your engines up. So second you get a derailment, it'll pop a fuse. These things are dog cheap. You can get tons of them on Amazon for nothing. I know it's wasteful. I was running a circuit breaker, but I noticed that it didn't trip quite as fast. This one here, the circuit breaker now, is actually stuck. It lasted for a year, but it's failed. I've got a new one ordered, but you know, it's just not here yet. And what I did was I took the power side in, I put all of my hots soldered on one side, and then all my commons, and then all my neutrals I put on one track. Then I've got 3 legs of ground going back to the transformer to each side of the transformer. So that's the gist of it. You know, I just, every once in a while I wipe my track down with that and a little bit of nail polish remover, acetone. I don't have to do it often. I know we're kind of getting slightly off topic. I'm just trying to answer all of the questions that you guys had. People have asked me, how does the track hold up? So this is the oldest piece of track that was on the line. This is from the original set. And you see how I had coated it underneath it with the Nowox. There's 0 rust. Just on the sides of the rails, yeah, there's rust, but the normal railroads have that. But you can see how over time we built up a layer of conductive grease on the rail heads, and they're fine. I mean, I put this piece of track back in service and it'll be completely fine. But I've taken up all of my 10-inch pieces and I've replaced everything with the 30-inch piece of track. It just makes for better conductivity. All right, so you guys see this, and you're probably wondering what in the heck is going on. All right, guys, I just picked this up from trains.com this morning. United States Army. So my neighbor, he's a veteran, and he's a drill instructor. He likes to come out here, and he's retired now. He loves to come out here and look at the railroad, and he's always talked about, man, you need to get an Army train with some tanks and some military equipment. And guys, I've wanted to do that. I just wanted to find some power first. So it looks like we've got the power, and I'm gonna tell you this, when he sees it, he's gonna love it. But that's not all. So these are some of the largest engines I believe that Lionel makes in the diesel. These are a minimum curve of 054, I believe they were. So luckily all of our curves and turnouts except for two are 072. Guys, the detail on these legacy engines are incredible. Check out the lights down here. You got lights under the trucks. The sounds are amazing. You've got like the phone ringing. I don't know if you guys have ever, went out to the real railroad and listened to a train that was idling. That's what they sound like. So, I'm still leaving you guys with a question. How in the world did I pull this off? And some of you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, but I'm about to show you. All right, guys, check this out. Guys, that's right. I managed to sync together Legacy with Bluetooth, with the Line Chief. And I'm using the standard remote. Guys, we have successfully lashed up 2 engines. Absolute powerhouse. And we've already got 1 en route right now. And I made a video before about how we linked up with these controllers. It's the same process, but I noticed that it took 3 tries to get it to connect. I don't know what the magic number is of that or what. I don't know. It took 3 tries, both sets of power, 3 tries. And get this, I was able to link up 3 engines at once on 1 remote. Whether I can do that again, I'll try. It took some time, it took some finagling with it and doing the combination, but I actually linked up 2 legacies and 1 of these. Check this out. Oh my gosh. Now these legacy engines like these, they actually pull all 6 axles. All 6 axles pull, which is incredible. Where on these other ones, it's just 2. I still let the remote ride around because the line is so big. If you have an interruption, let's say if 1 train drops out, 1 engine, you're gonna be dragging it. And that's not what you wanna do. Coming up this hill right here is some of the most steepest grades on the line. And you see we pull it now with absolutely no problem. But we need to get this train sided so we can run our new engine. I'm gonna be honest with you, we might have a derailment right here because this is an 031 turnout. So we're gonna go, an 036 turnout. So we're gonna go really slow. It might actually derail. Like I said, we still have 3 of these that we've got to replace. Hopefully we can do that in the next week or so. Let's see how it kicks that coupler. That's those kinematic couplers. Looks like we want to clear. The Legacy, these Legacy engines, you have a lot more swivel on your couplers. So you have to take it real slow. Hopefully we've got enough room on our siding.
Dispatcher, made up. Am I clear to the outbound? Over. We told you. Be a signal out.
All right, so this turnout that we're going to go up, it's going to run us on another line. Hopefully it will make this. It may not. Oh, with ease. Okay. And it would not have if I wouldn't have had those kinematic couplers. I think that I'm saying it right. So that front engine, the Legacy has them. It just helps kind of soften up that steep radius. So you guys remember, we had this line originally, but it was kind of janky and it didn't run well. I completely rebuilt it. So our next line might come out of this with a turnout or like a straight run out. We'll figure that out. We'll run our new line right here, which puts us back on the building loop, what I call. I really love this transaction here. Smooth as it can be. So just honestly, like any railroad, you know, eventually you're gonna have to do maintenance, and it did start to have a little bit of problems here and there after a year and a half. I'm not gonna complain at all about that. And it wasn't necessarily like big problems. It was just a couple little dead spots throughout the line, and you know, just a couple of little things. But we got it all cleaned up and fixed. You guys see like this track here, I've done nothing to it. The only thing I did was put no-ox in between the joints and just let the normal grease that I put on the top of the railheads distribute it, and this old MPC era track, shoot it. There's some of it that looks real good. Oh, that piece of track was supposed to auto switch. It did, never mind. Wow. So guys, really the next thing that we got to do on this track, we got to add some buildings, some decorations, some towns, some something. I need you guys' help. If y'all have any spare buildings or anything, or any ideas, or anything of the such, send it to me. I can put my address in the description. I'm serious. I don't know where to start. Look at this. It's incredible. We still slow down just a little bit through here, and that's because there's the belt dressing is starting to really tack up and get sticky, but it's still slick in a couple of spots, so that's fine.